Okay, so further to our tuning guide, this is part 2 for if your instrument goes very, very out of tune and there's no way to tune it with the fine tuners, or you've tried that and it hasn't worked, and so you need to use the pegs. Now, I advise this for either a music teacher, and the best thing is to always wait for a music teacher if you're not sure, or take it to a professional music shop who and if they're happy to tune it for you. If that's not possible, then you can follow this guide with the help of an adult or someone who is comfortable to help you, ideally an adult though if you are not an adult yourself. So we have 4 pegs, okay, all attached to each string. The lowest string is G, then we have D, then A, and then E, and you can see it also in the top there, G, D, A, and E, or on the piano, G, D, A, and E as well. There's lots of different sound guides that you can follow just to hear the sound. You just type in tuning violin to YouTube. There's so many that will really help you. Now, we talked before about the fine tuners and it going clockwise for up in sound or turning it anti-clockwise to go down in sound. Now, this doesn't quite correlate because we either go forward or backwards, or if you're looking at the side, then I guess it's clockwise or anti-clockwise, but it also relies on the strings to be wound in the correct way. So if you see, you can look at the string, and if you see the yellow one, which is the G, it's going over the peg and under, and they are all wound in that way. That's the correct way for the strings to be wound. But sometimes you might see one of them is not like that, and that's they just have to deal with that by making sure we know which way to turn the peg. So if you're not sure which way to turn it and what will happen to the sound, just listen, always by trying to make it looser. So try and make it looser. I can look at my peg, see that it's wound over. So if I turn my peg this way, and by plucking it, I can hear that it's now going lower. So if I turn it the opposite way, it will get higher. So like we did before, we're going to grab it by the shoulders. Ideally do this sitting on the sofa or maybe over a counter with a cushion or a soft surface, just so that if you drop it by accident, it doesn't fall all the way to the floor and smash or get injured and damaged. So I'm going to grab it by both shoulders. You're going to bring it to your abdomen whilst you're sitting or standing over your counter, and then I'm going to keep plucking the string, very out of tune G. Let's turn my G now. Very out of tune. I'm going to grab my peg with my first finger and thumb, and I'm going to make like this shape, and I'm going to put pressure slowly to turn, and think millimeter by millimeter, not centimeter by centimeter. That's the type of movement we want going this way. I've found out that's up, because here's G and this is my note, very low. So I'm going to keep plucking, keep turning. Always check your G that you're hearing, that you know that you need to reach. Almost there. And again. Almost. There we go. Now I'm in tune. Now when you tune with any of the pegs, it can usually knock one of the others out of tune. So do always check all of the strings whenever you tune. Otherwise you might tune one and then another one will be out of tune. Also, particularly with the E string, but you can do this with any of them, you can always tune to near the note, and then, but if you're concerned about going too high, and then tune it with the fine tuner at the bottom to get it to that last little bit just exactly in tune. That's okay. Let's double check all of my strings. D. could do with a tiny bit of fine tuning perhaps, or A. Ooh, that one's a little bit out of tune. I don't have a fine tuner on A, so I'm going to go under the note and up to my note. One more time, under the note. Now that's okay. And if I had one, I might do a little bit of fine tuning on the A as well. Okay, so that's your tuning with pegs. Enjoy, be careful, have fun, and keep playing.